I'm sitting here asking myself, why would Google Stadia shut down? And then I thought to myself, well, let's do a little bit of research because I've seen a lot of different videos from a lot of different perspectives, and they all are covering the same articles and giving the same, not the same take. Let's dive deeper. So the last video that I watched from Young, yeah, he was discussing how this isn't a surprise. This is something that we hoped wouldn't come to pass, but this is not a surprise. Google has a track record of starting projects, giving it a good 3 years, and being like, oh, did it make us billions? So I think it was the Google Lens. I don't even know. Basically, they pick up projects and they drop them. I don't follow their fail history. I just know that they had a chance, they had an opportunity. It's freaking Google. How could they fail at this? And they figured out a way to fail. Speedrun tactics, I don't know. They probably should have just stuck to the manual. Looking at what you see on screen here, the Alphabet Incorporation is basically Google. I typed in Google revenue. This is what come up. This is what came up. And as you can see here, it's in the red. That's no good. As of September 30th. From what I can gather here, they're basically operating for the moment at a loss. 1% across hundreds of billions of dollars is millions of dollars they're losing. So that's how the perspective needs to be put into here for us, the viewer. They're losing millions. So it stands to reason why they couldn't support Stadia. But at the same time, did they really set Stadia up for success? Did they pull out all the stops? Let's be real here. There's a lot of ways to advertise and get your product to people. Were they really doing that? Were they making t-shirts? And it's not that hard to make t-shirts. Really, it's not. Were they making some type of PR stunt? Like, the reason why I said t-shirts is because guess what? You have people wearing nice, dope-ass t-shirts. They're walking the boardwalks. They're walking public areas. Where can I get that really cool t-shirt? What is it about? Do some YouTuber stuff. Hire some influencers. Actually, instead of focusing on having first-party studios, actually, no. As I said that might have been the best bet. Stick with your first-party studios. Don't have some crazy, apparently that's some crazy licensing and hard-pressed porting deal. They made it hard for any developers or any developer to port their game from PC to Stadia Cloud, which is a shame. As you can see here, for their quarters during the pandemic, 2021, they were beating their scores. They were beating their revenue margin goals. But as things started opening up, I guess, and other people, I wouldn't even say as things started opening up, but as there was a fluctuation in the market, some probably just disruption in the supply chain in certain key areas. There's a lot of shortages. Could have been, the whole war, a lot of uncertainty. That's what happens usually with the market. Uncertainty affects the economy. Ripple effect. You see right here, certain headlines are saying their revenue in certain areas is up. Their ad revenue is up. Interesting. That's July 26th. Well, I'll update you guys on October 25th in terms of their earnings calls and things of that nature. It's not going to save Stadia out there if they meet their goals, though, sadly. I mean, I actually gave Stadia a try a couple days ago. I was playing some Destiny. I was playing Destiny 2. Because that was the only thing. I mean, the UI, the UX for Stadia, garbage. There's no library tab to figure out what games you have. It's garbage. I'm not even gonna break down why Stadia is failing. I mean, I'll do that in another video. It's a real shame because Yang Ye's video does a great job of highlighting a lot of things that Google Stadia was doing right. Apparently, their infrastructure, the cloud-based gaming streaming infrastructure that they built with their servers was perfect for playtesting in this whole no-contact work environment. Hopefully, Stadia may shut down as a gaming subscription service, but it could be repurposed as a dev testing tool for indie developers. Because they still have the infrastructure, they need to repurpose it for something. It's a darn shame. Stadia died because no one trusts Google. Google didn't trust itself. They didn't trust the creatives. That is usually what happens. Game devs and Stadia employees alike were blindsided. Of course they were blindsided because no one cares about the people working under them. It is a shame. It's happening everywhere. Of course they canceled the Stadia exclusive to Death Stranding because they have no faith in themselves. I fell in love with Stadia right as it shut down. I can kind of agree with that statement. I mean, there's just so many game consoles and outlets out there. It's hard to pinpoint one, but Stadia was very accessible. No, it's not the end of cloud gaming. You still have Nvidia. Oh, e-waste. That's a term that I'm not happy we have. Okay, well, dude, wow, 2 years. 2 years. I've done a little bit of research. I'm a little bit of a scientist myself, and what I have found is that it takes at least 5 to 10 years minimum in that range for somewhat of success to come out of your investment in anything. In anything. Guess what? High school takes 4 years. It takes 4 years. It doesn't take 2 years. So, what are we finding out here, class? It's just a shame that these people are literally this brain dead. How? Just tell me how, please. Let's get an example here of a studio that. How about a lot of these indie developers? Phasmophobia. What else? Hell, Roblox. It's a very simple game. It's thriving. You have all these games with very simple concepts thriving. You have all these other games thriving. Let's take a look at what fails. What is failing? You know what fails? When you start a development process and you switch it up halfway through. You know what fails? When you don't have faith in your product, your development team, in anything, you cynical monsters. This is why everyone leaves you. And I'm not talking about Stadia, I'm talking about back-end companies. Let's just talk about EA DICE for a minute. All you have to do is type in devs leave EA, lead developers leave Apex, core dev team leaving, EA shakes up, DICE head leaves studio, 2042 lead designer leaves. It's just amazing. Will EA ban in 2042? Yeah, guess what? Anthem, Battlefield 2042. What was the last good EA game that they made that wasn't a battle royale or some monetization scheme? I'll wait. Oh yeah, it was Fallen Order. And that almost got canceled and destroyed by EA themselves because they don't know how to stop meddling with stuff. It's amazing. If I sound a little annoyed, I'm sorry. This should be an enjoyable experience for you watching this video. But it's just amazing how companies. Who makes the company money? Is it the shareholders? Is it the advertising companies? Is it Toyota? No. It's the people who buy the games, right? So if I'm buying your game, shouldn't you listen to me? Even like a small part of me, not all of what I say, but some of it, right? Not all feedback for a video game is great feedback, but some of it has to be useful. Some of it. Otherwise, why even have a review section? Otherwise, why even have a feedback, Q&A, dev testing, play testing, beta testing, alpha testing? Why even have that, right? It's just amazing to me. What's the point of having any of these checks and balances in place to keep your game from turning into a dump pile? If you're not going to adhere to them, have standards, have rules in place. You know what's also amazing to me? It's like in the military. You wouldn't let a person who's never touched a battlefield be a general or a 5-star commander or any of that, right? Why would you let a CEO or a lead developer or anything touch a video game if they haven't had any experience with video games? It's like the blind leading the blind. All these CEOs and shareholders have all these massive amounts of cash and they're dumping it into Stadia and Nvidia Go and all these other services and platforms. None of them, or if any of them, 1 out of 10, a small number, you get what I'm trying to say? A small amount of them give a crap about video games, even play them, even know what video games are. They just know it makes a lot of money. And fair enough. You have to be reasonable on some level. Fair enough. You have money, you want to invest it to make more money. Market research, though. You have to do market research. Even the sharks on freaking Shark Tank, even the people in the Dragon's Den will tell you if you're going to break into a market, you have to do market research and to know what your product is. You have to know what your product is. You have to know what you're selling, right? So if I am a person with millions of dollars and I'm trying to get a game made and I don't even know what a video game is, what a good video game entails, what a good video game looks like, has inside of its guts, if I don't know what that autopsy looks like, what the hell am I doing here? If I look at a diagram and I can't say what's up or down in a video game, that's stupid. If I look at Master Chief and I'm like, hey, isn't that guy from Minecraft? That's sad. Lo and behold, there's probably a Master Chief Minecraft skin, so the dev probably wouldn't be wrong. But you get what I'm trying to say here. I shouldn't be in charge of making a video game if I don't even know how to spell video game. And that's what's happening here. So this video has gone on a little bit too long, but this is just another bit of chronicling from your favorite chronicler. Instead of TikTok chronicling, we're doing a bit of chronicling the news today and how it's just, we need to speak up. I get it, you want to live your life, do your thing, not really be bothered. But if you don't speak up, you're just going to be saddled with crappy entertainment and crappy services. If your car is getting a bad repair, aren't you going to speak up? Well, this is kind of the same thing. Instead of your car is just your lifeline to get money and to, leave your house, whereas your entertainment system is your lifeline for stress relief, a little bit of catharsis, maybe a little bit of enlightenment. Some video games make people's day. You ever heard the term, you know what? Like, okay, I kind of lost my train of thought there for a second, or I didn't explain that example that well. I was going to say, ever hear the term, you saved my life? Some people, when they listen to a musician and they're in a bad place, they're like, look, this musician saved my life. Your music saved my life. Why can't that be the same thing for a video game? They're both written by someone, right? A video game is written by a person, like their script, their code, that's written by someone. Both are worked on by people. Both are a product, an end result of someone's dream and vision. I just don't understand the dissidence, the disassociation. That means when you take your mind and actively shut it down when you're looking at something because you don't like what it's telling you. Well, guess what? Video games, just like music, can be art and can be trash. Like I've had musicians save me from a bad place in time, when I've lost family members and things like that. So art can save people's lives because of what that art made that person feel. And if you don't believe that, well, that's your life. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. I think I painted some good examples. I think we chronicled the good part of the internet. It's sad that DICE is going to ban in 2042, in 2023. It's stupid how these people think that pushing out games year after year with no features being added but taking away to streamline the process is smart. Hopefully people start waking up and stop spending their money day one. Hopefully people stop giving pity reviews. Do you read the reviews some people give? 5 stars. The movie made me feel comfort. 5 stars. The video game was kind of entertaining. Something to do. Stop giving pity reviews. Stop it. We need to get rid of the 5-star system. We have all these AIs writing art and scripts for people. We need an AI that can read the mood of a review and give a rating based off what the AI feels you're saying. Because at this point, people, they either lie in the review because they feel sympathetic, empathetic, whatever, or they have some type of, uber biased, positive or negative, right? Before, a negative review was just that. Now it's review bombing. Now it's a review bomb. No. It's interesting. Okay. I tried to end the video like a minute ago, and then I started myself up again. If you like what you saw, like and subscribe. If you didn't, dislike it. That's my favorite outro. Thank you, some ordinary gamers. Growing up on the internet, crazy thing. It's like that generation who grew up with radio. You know what I mean? Instead of growing up with radio, even though I did grow up with radio, it was great going to bed with my Ninja Turtle cassette tapes. Anyway, growing up with Wi-Fi and YouTube and being able to just record this and put it on the web, it's great. So thank you for rocking out with me. I appreciate you guys, and more chronicling coming your way.